till I let it burn, but never lose my desire.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the sleep time. Yep, sleepy time sprints. Yep, that's
Slumber
what these are called.
party.
Slumber party, late night writing sprints. We are joined by a Hex Library, my beautiful friend Jess. How are you today, Miss Jess?
I'm here.
Woo! What does your shirt say? May I ask?
Oh, this is
Greetings
my.
from-
Oh God, I'll never remember the name of the readathon. Someone help me out. It's my greetings from. I can't even remember what it's called. Carrion City. That's what it's called.
Nice. It's so cute. I love it.
What's the name of that? They're. Oh Jesus Christ on a cracker. Anyway, it's one of them there readathons that I do during the year. Which one? The world may never know.
The world may never know.
Cassidy's. I can't think right now. It's 11 o'clock at night. I've worked today.
True. Do you have to work tomorrow?
I just love the logo, you know?
It's so cute. I'm obsessed with her.
Adorable. We love her. No, I do not work tomorrow because we're only open on the first Saturday of the month now.
Right. I could not remember which Saturday it was.
It is the first. And like in June, the first Saturday of the month, I was with you.
You were. We were together.
And then in July, the first Saturday of the month is the day after the 4th of July. So I also don't have to work that one. So like, who works Saturdays anymore? Not me.
As it should be, truly. You deserve more days off. Because why the fuck are you like? Anyway, we can't get into it. No. We are live.
We are live on the internet.
We are live on the internet, and the internet is forever. We have a Lisa here. She says, Katie, I'm supposed to be going to bed, but it's Write-a-thon weekend, shower, Storyteller's Hearth weekend relay. I just told them I was going to bed. It's all notification, but now I have FOMO. So sorry, Lisa. Do they have any streams tonight, or is it just Saturday and Sunday?
They started at like 3 o'clock today, I think. I don't know. I just knew that I had plans all weekend, so
yeah. Oops.
Tomorrow I'm having a sleepover with a 4-year-old, so.
Oh my God, which is so cute.
He has demanded a sleepover. He's been demanding a sleepover for like the last year, but we finally think he's old enough to actually enjoy it. So.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, right now. I'm so sorry. I thought it started on. Anyway, there's going to be overlaps from things. Apologies to Storyteller's Hearth. I just left them to go to bed like a sensible person. Then I saw the pop-up stream. Look, it's been over a month since I've done one of these because I've been incredibly busy. Because in case you didn't know, in case you were unaware, Jess, I don't know if you know this, but I became a published author 2 weeks ago. A week ago? 10 days ago, I became a published author. 10 days ago. And so I haven't done anything since May 16th because I had to finish my actual book, my real book. And then, and then also this was being released. So Backhand Compliments is now out in the world. Highly, highly, highly recommend the audiobook. I love the audiobook.
I've only listened to the first chapter that I listened to with you, but it was really good.
It's really good. I'm obsessed. Anyway, so listen to the audiobook because the audiobook narrators did such a good job, like insanely good job.
This is going to be the first thing that I read for my 75 challenge because one of my goals was to read 20 minutes of arcs a day, and I do technically have an arc of this even though it's already out. But I'm on like chapter 7 or 8. Like I'm into it. Like I'm in it. And I've been taking notes. So I'm going to take my autograph copy, which I think is this one. Yep, this one. And put my notes that I've had in my arc copy into this. And then continue listening to the audiobook and read and write my notes in. So that's going to be the first thing that I read for my 75 challenge.
Amazing. I love that. That's so, makes my heart filled with joy. Yes, narrators, plural. There are two narrators. There is Jeremy. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. Jeremy Carlisle Parker is Juliet. She does a great job. She's actually a native Italian, so like her Italian accent's quite good because she's actually Italian.
Okay.
And then Mia Hutchinson Shaw is Luca. And I got to choose both of them, but I did not actually hear it physically with my own ears until the day it came out, and then just downloaded it on Libro FM, and we all listened
At midnight.
to it at midnight. It was amazing. I was literally like shook. I was like, these are my words, and they're doing them so well. Anyway, so yeah, that was cool.
And Amazon, or Audible, I should say, did not have it yet. They were like, it's not going to be released for like another 4 hours. But Libro FM, they had our back. So if you need another reason to leave Bozo's town and go into like supporting your indies,
Highly recommend. Love Libro FM. I've really been enjoying it.
I do buy some audiobooks I still get from Audible. Like my audiobooks that are the Dungeon Crawler Carl. I can never say it. They're Audible exclusive.
You.
So.
Oh, fair. If it's exclusive, yeah. That's you, though. Dungeon Crawler Carl. That's you.
Dungeon Crawler Carl. I am Carl. I am.
You're
well,
Carl.
I mean, I'm
You're a Carl.
Pool boy Carl.
English.
Exactly. Don't know her.
Don't know her. She's lost and confused because it's 11 p.m. Yes. Late at night. Oh, Dolores. I'm sorry, Dolores.
She's got another stream, I think. She'll be fine.
Yeah. It's okay. It is what it is, you know. They're always good. That's the thing I learned very early on in AuthorTube. You're always going to overlap with somebody. Someone's going to stream at some point, and you just got to deal with it. Hi, Fadina. Yes, a Katie stream. So sorry. Or hi, everyone. Sorry, I'm late. You are not late. A lizard is never late.
A lizard's never late.
Never late. You arrive exactly when you mean to, which was right now. I don't know what any of those were. Yeah, I know. I saw the yeah. yes. Yeah, making fun of me. We're gonna do something fun. We're not gonna spin a wheel today. I'm so sorry. That's what it says in the description. But we are gonna spin a wheel, but it's not for a project. Sorry, I just got a text from Ms. Mo in our group chat. Just buzzed on my arm. Sorry, I should have set this up ahead of time, and guess what? I didn't.
You want me to entertain our guests?
No, I did sort of set it up. Anyway, I'm putting up a poll for everyone. It will determine. It's a bunch of emojis, and I'm not going to tell you what the emojis mean, but each one correlates to a project, and whichever one gets most votes is the one that I will work on. Community building.
Oh, so I have to go to YouTube now.
Yeah, sorry. Give me another view. Give me some watch time.
Thanks, Katie. I'll make sure I hit the mute button first because I don't want to hear my voice back to myself.
Oh my God, I know. That's like always the worst thing. I'm like, oh my God, oh, not me. Why am I speaking?
I almost said a secret on the internet. That's not good.
Ooh. Oh, I think I know what it is. Sorry. That's the last time I'm gonna. Yep.
It's because I clicked on the internet and on YouTube and someone posted a video and I was like, oh, that's a secret.
Yeah. Yep.
I need
to not accidentally copy and paste what each of these mean to me because I did do these ahead of time. Did a little emojis.
This is me right now.
Oh my gosh, not a toast. Oh no. Don't let Wallace see that. She'll be very upset.
Live, laugh, toaster bath. It's on my laptop and I have like 6 of those stickers. I got one that's an actual toaster.
Why do you have so many? What is with you with toasters? Is there lore? Ancient toaster lore?
Well, see, it was probably been like 2 months ago. But my boss was having like a time, like she was like deep in the anxiety spiral. And we like to laugh about the anxiety spiral because, you know, sometimes it makes you feel better. So I got her a care package that had like a candle that said, "My last nerve. Oh, look, it's on fire." And
That's pretty funny.
It was funny. And like a whole set of these stickers, Live Laugh Toaster Bath, a toaster bath bomb,
Oh, nice.
and a notebook pad that said where I write down all of other people's problems as shit that I have to do now, or something like that.
Oh,
Basically,
that's funny.
my list of other people's
Yeah.
shit that I have to do, and you know, to make her giggle and have a good day. But the
Did it work?
stickers, there was like 4 of each sticker, so I took one for
Mhm.
myself and then gave one of each for myself, and then gave the rest of them to her because I thought it was hilarious.
It's pretty funny.
Whoever came up with Live Laugh Toaster Bath, I mean, come on.
That's so good.
It is
That's
so iconic.
it's almost too good. It's almost too good to exist. Like, what do you like? Amazing,
I wish I had come up with that. I could be rich.
right? Make a little Etsy store with just Live Laugh
Toaster
Toaster Bath.
a
Like
toaster bath bomb? I mean,
That is a toaster bath bomb is truly like the height of black comedy. Like, I
it
love that.
it really is. It really is.
Sorry to anyone in the chat who might be
Who might be considering an actual toaster bath right now, we're sorry.
yeah. The suicide hotline is sorry, I shouldn't laugh while saying that.
Listen, as someone who is medicated for anxiety and suicidal ideation, I'm allowed to make the joke. So
Yep. You know what? Yep. That makes it okay.
I'm allowed to make the joke because the joke's about me. Oh.
Like a gay joke.
You know, they're talking about in it not being a joke, but they're talking about getting rid of the queer suicide hotline. Basically,
Yes.
they've been talking
Yeah.
about them trying to get rid of that. And I was like, whose number can we post for people to call instead?
Truly.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, what asshole do we want to have to field those phone calls? Because, like, maybe that'll make you feel better. Like, if you're having a bad day and you're considering a toaster bath, maybe calling someone that you absolutely hate and yelling at them will make you feel better. I don't know if that's the answer. But
Yeah.
it's a
Might
fun
make
thing to
cases.
consider.
It is. You can call your representatives if you live in the United States. That number is readily available because it's literally their job to listen to your phone calls. They cannot hang up on you. And it's not like the actual senator. It's like they're like interns and shit and like people who work for them, but they have to take the calls and they have to listen to you. It's like literally like one of their jobs.
There is a lady on Instagram that posted a story the other day, and I wish I could remember her name. But she has like an Etsy store where you go and purchase a letter,
Mhm.
and she like will print these letters out. Sometimes they're cards, sometimes they're letters. You can pick which one you want to send. She prints them out, she mails them to the Great Cheeto because he has to open everything and read it. Like, it's part of his job is to read through all of these letters that he gets. So you pay her like $4 and she like makes these things. So you don't have to do anything other than just give her the money and she does all the work.
Yeah.
And she mails all of it. So like the influx of mail that he's getting has to be so good, man. Some people
So
really
iconic.
think smarter and not harder. And I appreciate that, you know?
Me too. Me too. Because I would never really have thought about that. I didn't even like. Maybe I'm. And again, this is gonna get dumb American allegation thrown at me, which I'm ready to field while I'm in Europe as well. I didn't like know that you could like just send stuff to your like. I think I knew, like if I thought about it, of course, like I would like if someone asked like, could you call your representatives? Like, could you send letters to the United States president? Like yes, I think I know that. Of course I can. The thing that I never considered until now is like, this is actually like, maybe I should do this. Like, this should be something that we can do. And here is also an app that will help you do it.
Right. And someone's helping us do it. And we love that.
We love this. You can talk about the issues that matter to you and, tell them that you're fucking mad because I'm fucking mad.
And if while you're in other foreign countries, you hear some kind of like a plot about taking over the US, and there's like a day that I should leave, feel free to just text it to me.
Yeah.
Like if there's a time I need to like not be in the country, just send that over to me in a text.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Just a date. You don't have to, nothing else. You just put a date in there. I'll know what it means.
Well, I hope you know that you're going to win the jackpot on the 29th. It's on our calendar.
It's on the calendar.
It's on the calendar. I put it on.
All right. 9 days.
9 days. I swear to God, if something happens on the 29th, I'm retiring and becoming a psychic.
What if it was something bad?
I'm taking a toaster bath. Yeet, I'm out of here.
I'm not saying you know,
Okay. Ooh.
I'll tell you that one later. When we're not us and our however many closest friends on the internet.
13. Oh, lucky number 13.
Ooh.
13 of our closest friends.
I think I'll keep that to myself for a little while.
Yeah. Lavender is here. Hello, Lavender, and hello, Laura. How are you doing, Laura? How's your job? It's so funny. It's almost as if I summoned you, Laura, because I literally just opened up your timer playlist and then I saw your little hello pop up. So it's like I magically summoned you somehow.
She is psychic.
She is psychic. She does have some weird manifestation powers. I will not lie. Ooh, let's see what's winning. Wow, I'm not surprised. Oh, we have a tie, actually. Oh, that's interesting.
Oh,
sorry.
I can fix this.
8 votes. 8 votes and 13 people here. Hello. Do y'all hate me? Are you just hate watching me right now? 14 now. Do you hate me? Oh, it's 11. Oh my God, we just lost 3 people when I said that.
That's what you get.
Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. To be fair, I think 10. Wow. People are like, you know what? I'm gonna fuck off. That's okay. You are more than welcome. You're more than allowed to do that.
Also, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but one of those people is me.
I think 2 of them are me.
That's why nobody's voting, because it's just me and you watching ourselves.
It's just me and you. Anyway. Okay.
I went to go vote and it wasn't up yet, and then I went away and I forgot.
No, you're good. You're good. That happens to me too. So I'm like, oh, I'm definitely gonna go do that thing. Like literally today, I went out. So humble brag here. Back into compliments. Got featured in the print magazine run of this week's People magazine, and I literally went to the store today for 2 things: my prescriptions and those magazines. Did I get those magazines? No, I completely forgot. Which is one of the the first original reason I was going to the store was to get those magazines. And then I didn't. So.
And I'm honestly not surprised by that in the slightest.
No, you should. If you're surprised by that, welcome to the channel. You must be new here.
Well,
hello, you must be new. My name is Katie Chandler, actually known as Katie Ann Wright. Anyway, Laura says the job is going well. I'm working 6 days a week, sometimes like this week. Oh, that's a lot. I'm glad it's going well though. I hope you're enjoying it. And haven't written in many weeks. I need to edit a short story I sold. Oh my God, Laura!
Excellent. Go, Laura.
Oh my God, Laura! I did not know about this. Hold on. Jump scare accountability. So sorry.
Your Jod approves. Jod looks a lot like me with blue hair.
So,
wild.
As it's going on, whenever I use it, and you're literally sitting here.
I'm right here.
Right.
That bitch looks a lot like me with blue hair.
Wow. Icon. Wow.
What a moment.
Jump scare. Please don't hold me accountable. Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet. Not until you hear the Dick Wolf theme. And then.
Dun dun. Yeah.
Dun dun.
Dun dun. It's a gothic romance called Snatched Ghosts. Ooh. Are the Ghosts Snatched? Wrote a couple years ago. It's finally finding a home. I'm so glad. Where is it going to be at, Laura? Can you tell us what publication bought it? And also when it will be available for my eyeballs to behold? Because I wish to do some beholding.
I haven't edited it yet. Give me a minute.
I know, but I'm nosy. Deeply nosy.
Yesterday, as you also know, someone else's book, this little known book came out. When your book came out, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil.
What is that?
Mine's over there. I can't reach her from here, but she's over there. And Bethany, beautifully bookish Bethany, went to like a chat with Schwab the other night.
Oh,
and she
jealous.
posted something on her story that said, ready for an excited night with B.E. Schwab to talk about blah, 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 whatever. And it said with chaotic lesbian vampires. And I messaged her and was like, so is the book chaotic lesbian vampires or is the audience chaotic lesbian vampires? And she was like, both.
Both.
Like, absolutely.
I read a bunch of
you write the sentence.
Yeah. It's like she's like, I said what I said, and I said it.
What I said. And to further investigate your signature discussion from this morning, I think it was this morning.
Oh, yes.
It's just an S and a B with a line through it. It's the S Schwab. And B of Schwab, and then for some reason a line through it. I don't know what the line's for. But
this is for everyone who missed it this morning. We were trying. I showed this to Devasia because she also got a copy and she was showing up hers, and we were like, "Where's the V? Where's the V? I wonder if she's changed it because she's done so many. I'm gonna have to go grab my Addie book. And actually, my Addie book. So here's the thing: Addie is my least favorite V Schwab book because I've read so many that there has to be one at the bottom of the list. Still gave it 5 stars, but she did a thing when Addie came out where she did what the fuck are they called? Book plates where you could personalize what she wanted to write to you. And she has a quote, and I've literally had this quote sitting on my wall, on like one of those like little like where you push the little letters in and stuff, and you can write different stuff. And I've had it like this for 6 years, one of those, exactly like one of those. And I have it's get up, there are worlds to create. And so I had to write that in my Addie, in my book plate for Addie. And so I'm wondering if her signature is the same from Addie to this one, because I think she's had 2 books come out since Addie, and I don't think she did signings. Well, she does signings, but I don't think she did pre-order signings for Gallant or the New Shades.
Yeah, I don't think my New Shades is signed. My Bury Our Bones came signed.
Yes, she did a full, everything that was pre-ordered would come signed. I think she signed like 500,000.
Jesus,
like papers.
Christ,
she did sign she did like Wallace did and signed the papers.
Yeah, it's a tip-in page.
Yeah, tip-ins. Yeah, she did tip-ins. I will be having. We'll have 3 copies of this book because I also bought the Fairy Loot edition. That's like really nice and beautiful for my collection. Because
I just pre-ordered the one. Sometimes I love her books, and other times they're fine. But I love her. So
yes, she is my favorite author. She will always be my North Star. And even though, like, spoiler alert, this is not going to be my favorite book of hers. It's thus far. I mean, she still has 400 pages to prove me wrong.
400. just a short 400 pages.
Look at how far I am into it too. Like, it's not like I just started this. I am 170 pages in here, and I'm pretty sure it's 600 pages. Anyway, but I love her enough, and I love like the quality of her craft. Like, comparatively to other books that I've read, it will be ahead of it. But just compared to her other books, it will not be my favorite. But it is just a part of me that I must own all of the beautiful copies of her book.
The last time I did like a big reorganization of my bookshelves, I actually unhauled a copy of Addie. Not because I don't like Addie, because Addie probably is one of my favorites of hers. But I had the Book of the Month edition, and then I had like that special white anniversary 1-year edition. So I kept the special edition and got rid of the Book of the Month one. Because I don't need 2 of that one. No, this is a girl who has 13 copies of Truth Witch on her shelves. It's fine. I don't need. Listen. There's got to be one book that you have 13 copies of. Everybody's got one.
Yeah.
If you don't have 13 copies of it, you would if you had the space and the money.
That's the thing. And here, the thing for me though, like, because my favorite book of all time is Vicious by aforementioned V. Schwab. And I only have 1 copy of that book because I have, I think, like a first or second run edition of it with the old cover. Great Bri. You know what? That's so fair. I have my, well, some of the copies I gave away. I have my Barnes and Noble edition that I bought. I have the Amazon edition, so I have 2 regular editions. There's the one that I bought at the bookstore that Wallace did her launch event at, that she signed, that says Illy. That is my pride and joy. I now have a unplugged edition, which is from the original one. I'm getting a new unplugged one, which has all the edits on it. And then I also will be getting a paperback.
Are there edits in the new one?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's the new updated manuscript version.
Oh. I just have 2 because I'm a terrible friend. I just have the regular one that is directly behind me somewhere, and then that right there is the unplugged one facing front.
The unplugged one looks so good. To answer your question, Fadina, you have unlocked a piece of me, because I will tell you. It's hard for me to say which one is the best. My personal favorite is Vicious, which is an adult, like, morally gray superhero-esque thriller where it is dealing with deeply nuanced conversations, but is also actiony and has a lot of, like, action going on. So if that's more your jam. If you're looking for fantasy, the Darker Shades of Magic series, I think, is very good. It is solid series, very good character work, super fun. It's fantasy as you would want it. Adult fantasy. Addie is I would recommend Addie first if you're more of a lit fic person. If you like literary fiction and you want to dip your toes into V.E. Schwab, I'd recommend Addie, The Secret Life of Addie LaRue. If you like middle grade and spooky books, I love her middle grade series, which is Cassie something.
City of Ghosts, City of Bones, Bridge of Souls. That's it. I can see it from here. Souls. Is it?
Yes.
Cassie's
something. What the fuck is it called?
I can't remember.
V.E. Schwab.
Honestly, that's probably my favorite V.E. Schwab is that trilogy, but that makes sense because I really like mid-grade spooky. So that trilogy is probably my favorite of hers.
It's a great trilogy. It's super fun. It's spooky, but it has her, like, the aesthetic of her words, just like her craft is still so incredible and her prose is still so good, but it's made perfect for a middle grade audience. Like, she is just incredible.
And Gallant is not a favorite, but if you do like YA, where it's more of like a morally gray love interest, I think that you would really like that one.
Yes.
She really has a book for everybody.
That's why I always say, whenever someone asks, I give kind of a description of each of the books that you could possibly read and go, whatever your taste aligns with most, you should start with and see if you like her books, because all of her books, like, she writes, you can tell it's her voice. She has a very distinct way of writing that if you like the way that she writes, you will like the rest of them. Gallant is slower paced, but it is YA. And it is more introspective. So what I always say is, like, if you read Addie first and you love it, you should read Gallant and, like, work way that way. The only book of hers I have, and then what the fuck is the other one? There's a post-apocalyptic one too that's more angry and actiony.
The duology, the Savage Song. I've read the first one.
Song, yeah.
I haven't read the second one yet, Our Dark Duet. But I do plan to read it. I've read the first one. I liked it.
Yeah, I like those two. They're and I always say, like, Vicious and that one kind of go together. Like, they have very similar vibes. So if you're, depending on if you want adult or YA. What other books of hers are there?
I haven't read Vicious.
Oh, I love
it. I don't. So for me, the first thing I read from her was A Darker Shade of Magic. And I didn't like it the first time I read it.
Yeah.
And I think it might, like, I could have DNF'd it and been happy to never finish reading it. And I think it was the person that I was reading it with. Like, they just really didn't vibe with the book at all. And they just, so anytime we would we were buddy reading, anytime we would chat about it, they were just, like, bringing up all of the negative things. And I just couldn't see anything positive in it. And then, like, 6 months later, I'm, like, looking back at it and I'm like, this book has so many things that you love in a fantasy book.
Yeah.
Why did it not work for you? Because it wasn't even a writing thing. Because a lot of times, if I don't like the writing, it doesn't matter what they wrote in the book. I'm not going to like it.
Right. Exactly.
But I just didn't like it. And so I decided to reread it. And I really enjoyed it when I reread it. In fact, I, like, reread it and then immediately read books 2 and 3.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I will probably have to do that with Tress of the Emerald Sea too. Reread it.
Oh.
Because I really did not. It's my least favorite Brandon Sanderson, but I read it when I had shingles. So
that would color anything.
Did I not like it, or
did I just have shingles?
Or did I just have shingles?
Iconic.
That should be a
t-shirt.
Should be a shirt. I was gonna say it should be a series on my channel where I reread the books that I hated that I read while I had shingles.
Yeah.
Was it a bad book or was it the shingles?
It's so funny. I've watched that. Even if I didn't know you, I would still watch that. That's so funny. Oh my gosh.
There was so many books that like I can't believe I was reading for Battle of the Booktubers and like reading books that people recommended me, like books that people cherry picked for me to read that they thought I would love. And I was like, hate it, hate this even more, hate this.
This is so bad.
This is so bad. Why would you make me read this? Why is this a romance between a 17-year-old girl and a 1,500-year-old genie? Who thought this was a good idea?
Who thought this was a good idea? Who approved this?
Who decided to publish this?
Who did that?
But also, a girl would have to like publish a video before she could have a whole series about that.
Oh boy, ain't that the truth though? Ain't that the truth?
Just
two bitches who don't
two bitches who don't YouTubes.
Who don't YouTubes. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. It's so difficult. I know you're like, yeah. Adding that to my vocab. Did I just have shingles?
I do one of these days. I'm gonna just like pop back up in everybody's subscription feed. Look out for her. She's gonna return.
Look out.
I planned on coming back in June, and then I was like, "You're not coming back in June. You're going on vacation, and you don't give fucks. Like, why would you start behind? That's stupid." And then I was like, maybe July. And then I was like, no, July, you're going to have two of your nephews for a week and a half while the other kids are on vacation. Like, they're 10 and 11. I don't want to be back on YouTube when I have a 10 and an 11-year-old for a week and a half. Whose idea is that?
Nobody's idea. Yeah.
So I might just like pop back up at spooky season. Like a zombie, I will rise from the dead during spooky season.
I'm back.
That's what'll happen.
Yes. Okay, the genie critique is valid though. Why do they do that? They just do. The genie one wasn't the shingles. It was Common Sense here.
It was what is that book? Oh my
what
God.
was that? It's not City of Brass. She's not 15 in that.
Yeah, it was City of Brass.
Was it City? Wait, she's not 15.
She's like 18, 19 maybe. She is under the age of 25 and he is 1,500.
Okay, but sorry. Well, I almost spoiled.
I know things. I read things.
She doesn't end up with him.
Well, I know that.
Yeah.
But like, why?
Why?
Listen, I want to know. You tell me.
Okay.
Why is it? For 67% of that book, I felt like all that was happening was info dumping, but I also had no clue what the fuck was going on. How do you tell me so much about the world? Like, you tell me so much about everything, and I know nothing that's happening. Was it a bad book, or was it the shingles?
I think it might have been. I'm hoping it's the shingles, but I'm also not sure. Like, yeah, it's City of Brass. I'm not going to spoil it.
That was
the spoiler.
That's not really a spoiler.
It's not a spoiler. It's like so minor. Because here's the thing: City of Brass is not a romance. Like, it is a fantasy. It is an epic fantasy.
It's an epic fantasy. It's more about the politics and the culture and the religion.
Yeah, and the relationships
dynamics between people
and family. It's more of a family. It's like a family drama fantasy almost, with like a lot of political and like some deep stuff. Anyway, one of my favorite series of all time.
I know, which is why we laugh about it.
It's so funny.
Who knows?
I guess we'll find out.
When there's a book that comes out and we're like, Katie loved it, we'll just hate it or love it. Because that's
exactly. we never know. That's why I'm like, I'd be so curious if and when you read Vicious, how you feel about it, because you will either love it or hate it, which is what we have decided happens. Because we are both super Mortal Instruments super fans. Like we
have problems.
We have deep problems. I love that series, despite the problematicness of Cassie Clare. Love her deeply. But yeah.
I want her career.
Oh God, so do I. Just to write all those series.
I would have to put in if like 1/10 of the work. Like if I could put in 1/10 of the amount of work that woman has over the last 15 years, I could be the next
Cassie Clare.
Well, no, because I don't work that hard. I could be the next, I don't know, who's published like 4 books in the last 10 years. I could be that person.
Who has published 4 books in the last 10 years?
I don't know.
I guess you could be Shannon Chakraborty.
There you go.
I think she's published 4 books in 10 years. But she also does a shit ton. Her books are just like, clearly she researches the shit out of stuff. Like she's clearly from an academic background.
Oh yeah.
Like clearly. Like I was reading Amina Al-Sarafi.
How does she tell me so much and I know so little?
I fear it's the shingles. Oh no, it didn't, Lisa. You're so good.
Yeah, we were just telling you, like, we promise we're not actually going to spoil anything.
Nothing spoilery.
I've only read the first book and I flipped through part of it. I think I ended up like on a 3.5 star overall, but then took a star off because I skim read a good part of it. So
no wonder you don't know what's happening.
That was at the 60% mark. I gave up.
I know
At 60%, I can't do this anymore.
If you ever go back to reread it for your series, I want us to buddy read it because I've now learned that you can be swayed by the buddy read.
The only thing I can think of that I read during that time period that like I absolutely loved was The Haunting of Velkwood, and I read that on screen with Julie and Amber, screaming at the end of every chapter. Like something would happen, and whoever got to the end of the chapter first would be like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
it was.
I know
one of the best reading experiences I've ever had. And then we like tried to read group read. Well, we did group read Sleep Tight by some guy whose name is
Riley Sager.
J.H. Merker. I don't know. It was just okay. And then we tried to buddy read another book, and it was so bad we DNF'd it. Like, we kept getting to like the ends of chapters, and we were like, anybody want to talk about it? And we're like, no. And then we'd get to like the end of another chapter, and we're like, anybody, are we like going to continue? Or are we giving up? And we're like, oh, let's give it another chapter. And
glowing review. Oops.
Yeah, we DNF'd it. It's fine.
Are you joining us for our buddy read of, oh God, just listening at myself?
I said I would. I have it. It's over there somewhere.
Doing a little buddy read. Little family buddy read of this one, which this cover is absolutely fucking stunning.
It is fantastic. I have to look up how to say her name before we read it.
Oh my god, yeah, I have no idea. I bought this at Wheatberry. Thank you, Chelsea.
I can hear Bethany say it in my head, but I can't. Listen, I am struggling with words like
normal words.
Tape and soda right now. I can't.
Yeah. But if anyone is interested in this one, maybe we'll start like a room or something in the Discord.
Because there's a lot of us that are reading it.
There are 4 of us, I think, so far. Also, I just wanted to highlight Fadina here. So sorry, this comment was done 20 minutes ago. I apologize. Katie, I cannot begin to tell you how much I've enjoyed listening to BC. Every time I'm working on my art, I'm savoring it. It's my little routine. Oh, thank you so much, Fadina. I'm so glad you're enjoying it. Oh, makes me so happy deep inside because the book means so much to me. And honestly, the audio, like I literally listen to my own audiobook because I'm like, this is so good. Like ate.
It's not like you read it. I mean,
that's true. I didn't read it, which is probably makes it more fun.
Right. Like if you had recorded the audiobook yourself, it probably would be a little weird to listen to it. Mm-hmm. But someone else reading it to you?
I know there's points where I gasp. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so gagged by that line. And then I'm like, oh wait.
I wrote that.
I read that.
I feel like anybody who writes has like written a sad scene or something that happened that was like dramatic or traumatic, and like you put that book down for 5 or 10 years, and then one day you go back and you're reading through it and like you make yourself cry, and you're like,
Yep.
I made myself cry.
Like, who did this? Who's cutting onions? Oh no, it's me. I cut the onions 5 years ago.
5 years ago, me with an asshat to present day me.
Oh no. Yeah. No, it's so funny to me. It's like, ooh. I like the spicy scenes though are the ones that get to me where I'm like, oh god, oh, I feel like I definitely did write these.
I can't.
It's
You know
hard to
what?
listen to them.
I
For
I
me.
I fear I've watched too many bad werewolf shorts that my sex scenes would be scary. Like you've watched them, you know the kind of things that they say, and I'm just like, I would. You know what? No, I probably shouldn't. I probably shouldn't do that. I'm just not gonna.
Yeah. It's got like,
I-
I'll tone it down.
There are some doozies, man.
Oh my god. I saw one today, and then I promise we'll get into a part. We've been talking for 41 minutes.
No,
So
we
it happens.
haven't. We wouldn't do that.
We wouldn't do that. Who's do you remember whose channel we're on? She wouldn't do that. I'm gagged. Who wrote that? Iconic. Yeah. I saw one today where it was someone else was watching it and she was giving a recap, and she was like, the sex pollen trope has entered the werewolf omegaverse real short universe. And it was like, imagine it was like some girl gets attacked by sex pollen, goes to this guy, and she's like, it's like an aphrodisiac thing. She's getting chased. She goes to him. They have sex in a car. Turns out she's losing her virginity there. Turns out she's pregnant. Turns out she's an intern at a hospital. And oh my god, who's her sexy surgeon boss? The man that she saw in the car that she's pregnant with. And he thought she was a hooker, so he wrote her a check for $1 million.
First off, that's not a werewolf one. Second off, I watched that one today. The whole thing.
Wait, oh my god, tell me everything. Tell me everything.
No, it's the same thing over and over. This is the thing. Okay, listen. There are 4 scripts.
Yes. They
And they
circulate.
just keep filming those same scripts. Now, that is an exaggeration. They are all very similar. It's always someone is always getting drugged.
Yes.
Okay. It's always like a girl. Okay, so the girl's family is not actually her family. But she
Right,
doesn't know that. They adopted her because they needed a cute kid to help them make money.
Naturally.
The father is pretending to be sick so that she'll work like 6 jobs and give the family all of her money so her dad can have all of these surgeries that he's not actually having. And she's a nurse,
Yep.
and she works at a nightclub. Like you said, she has sex with this random stranger. He thinks she's a hooker, so he pays her, and then they find out that he's actually her boss. And then she's pregnant with twins, and twins. It's always twins.
It's always
And
twins.
And he has a fiance who
Always.
doesn't
Who's a bitch, probably.
he doesn't actually like. She's an absolute bitch. He doesn't actually like her, but she saved his life when he was younger, and so he promised her that he would always take care of her and he would marry her. When actually it was the girl that he had sex with in the car that was the girl that saved him when they were kids. But he doesn't know that because she had a bracelet that he gave her, and the other girl claims that she had the bracelet, but then she lost it. And she finds the bracelet in the other girl's stuff when she's living at the guy's house, and she steals it from her. And then she's like, look, I found it. And then she's like, the other girl's like, no, you stole that from me because I had it up until today. And this is why, blah, 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 blah. And then the family tries to make her have an abortion. She goes to a store and buys all these expensive stuff, and somebody's there making fun of her, like trying to get her kicked out of the store because she doesn't have any money. She's a broke ass white bitch. And then I don't know, like every single one is like that. And I watch them all. I have a problem.
It's so fun. I love it. It's like, it's just such tropey nonsense. Like, it makes no sense. But
some of the werewolf ones are good. The werewolf ones are usually the best.
Yeah, they usually are. Weirdly.
They actually have like some plot to them.
Yeah, they have something going on outside of the fact that these two just want to bang each other.
But if you go to the apps now, they have like the tropes written underneath of it, so like you know what you're getting. And like
Mhm.
95% of them, the trope that they highlight is banquet humiliation. Okay. So so
Weird trope.
so many of them are just like the girl is, she's always poor, the guy's always rich. It's
Yep.
always some broke ass white bitch and some rich guy who owns like this Fortune 500 country. He's the richest guy in America, blah blah blah, whatever.
Yep.
And she's like his date, but his fiance that's not really his fiance, and usually his parent, like his mother and his sister. It's usually a mother, sister, and a fiance are like
Yeah.
the three.
Yep.
And they are like so mean to his actual girlfriend, this poor girl. And she goes to, but the poor girl is actually a rich girl in hiding, and she's hiding because she didn't want anybody to know that she had money. She wanted them to love her for her. And she goes to like this party that's actually her family is the one throwing the party and it's for her. But then the boyfriend's sister, mother, fiance combo come into the banquet and are like, they're humiliating her in front of people.
Yeah.
Hence banquet humiliation. And like they call her like some gold digging skank hoe bitch, and someone always gets a drink thrown on them.
Yes. Yep.
Every single time, at least once. They
At
get knocked
least.
down. There's always, if they're pregnant, there's always at least one miscarriage scare. At least one. I've seen so much stick your hand in between your legs, pull it out with fake blood on the hand in my life.
Yep.
I don't know. And they got me,
so
Katie.
funny.
They got
you.
me. They got me.
They got you. And you know what? They got me multiple times too. It's so fun. I saw one where I didn't watch the whole thing. I just saw a couple of snippets of the ads they put up, where it was this girl where she comes home or comes back to her like penthouse apartment. She's like works really, really hard. She's like a journalist or something, and her boyfriend is like fucking this girl her fiance is like cheating on her. And then she goes to a party and she tells her friends, who are not really her friends because they're bitchy to her, that she's actually engaged to somebody else. This hot guy, the richest man in the world. And they're like, no, you're not. And then she has to like go over and she gets really drunk and plastered and she like kisses him. And they're like, oh, she must be not lying. And then he actually is like secretly in love with her. Like, do you know that one?
I do.
How close did I get?
I mean, you're on it. Like, and there are several of those also. In order to save face, she like finds the rich guy. It's like the hot guy that walked in, makes out with him. Turns out he's also rich, and he's been in love with her since they were kids because she saved his life.
Yep. And
also, most likely, she was actually an heiress that got lost at birth or in her childhood. And did I watch one with a girl who's a vampire in the wolf pack or vice versa? I can't remember. So there's one that is a good one that is called oh god, I'll never remember it. But she's a vampire werewolf hybrid, and that is a bad juju no. And so they don't like her, and
of course they don't. Why would they? You gotta have that's the thing about these. They're truly a lesson in conflict because there's always conflict. It's like that's why you're addicted. You're hooked on them because like they're not just vibes. They're not just random shit. Like I mean, it is random shit, but like there's stuff happening, which is fascinating to me.
There are times where I'm just like, "Are you still watching this? You are, okay.
Yep.
Just checking.
You know, it's better than when I get into a YouTube Shorts doom scroll and I'm watching different parts of House that like flips back and forth to save copyright.
I love that, man. You know.
Oh my god, I've been watching too many of them because on Instagram Reels I got a House and Wilson fan edit. I was like, whoa.
Okay, Devasia, what you're looking for is on Real Short, and it's called Fatal Attraction: The Hybrid Princess.
Okay, not a bad title.
It's actually a good one. Real Short has the best ones. It has that one. It has what was the original one that sucked us in? The
oh my god, the Faded to My enemy werewolf mate, but I'm not a werewolf, or like, and they go in and she like brings her caviar and they're sitting on the thing and she's like, I want fried chicken. He's like, what?
Fated to my forbidden alpha. That's the good one. It also has Fated to the Alpha, also a good one. Also the guy from that one, what is his name? Like his real human name, not his actor name. Listen, he is 25 and he looks like he is 37 and he is very hot. And every time I look at him, I'm like, you have a problem. His name is Noah something. I don't remember. Anyway, very attractive.
Noah Centineo. Can you imagine?
There is a guy that looks like him so much in these. Like, I watch them. Sometimes I watch these and I'm like, wow, that guy, he does. He looks like the Noah, who's its face. And there's another one, there's another guy that looks like somebody else I'm trying to think of. It's so weird to watch because I'm just like, why? True Luna is also really good. It's also a real short. It's one of my favorites. And it was actually a book that they bought and then turned into a real short. There are like 3 of them. That's the only one that's called True Luna. There are 2 more of them that have the exact same plot with the exact same character names, but completely different actors and scenery because they've sold the rights to it again to a different company to make the same shorts. But yeah, if you're looking for shorts to get into, and I don't recommend that you do because it's like a very expensive addiction. Real Short is where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
They have all of the best old ones. The newer ones get repetitive. The older ones, especially the werewolf ones, there's some good ones.
Real Short was, I think, probably one of the first ones that did it, and the rest of them were probably just copies off of it. So, like, you're never going to get better than the original.
Right. Anyway, it's been an hour.
It's been an hour, but this is why you people. This is why y'all come here. That's why y'all are here. I'm going to end the poll now. It's been up for 42 minutes. We got 15 votes. Slay. We have a winner, which means I can pick a timer. I already did, but a themed timer. We are doing. I should have had the whole thing on Vimeo.
I mean, there are some of them. The Fated to My Forbidden Alpha. You can find the whole thing on YouTube.
Yeah, that's how I watched it, which was so much better than watching it in the chunks.
No, the way I watched it at the beginning, I literally watched like 3 hours of commercials to watch 45 minutes of video.
You know what? Great. No, but the episodes is different because episodes, if the one I'm thinking of is more of a game where you're playing somebody. And I remember there was one where you could be friends with Demi Lovato, and I fucked up the interaction so bad that she hated me.
Dang.
There's also a Love Island game that's very similar, but it has like the same like crazy, ridiculous, stupid plot of like, you know, weird plots with stuff thrown into it. So I maintain that.
Episodes also has a werewolf one that is the True Luna story, the exact True Luna story. Like you're talking about the little cartoon one, right? Where like you get to pick.
Yeah, that's the thought, right? Oh,
they have the True Luna story as well.
I can't. I cannot get back into episodes. I cannot.
That bitch sold it to everybody.
Wow,
good for her.
It's a bag.
You know what? It's a I don't want to say it's an original story because it's not, but it's a good story. It's not the same thing as everything else that's out there. It's werewolves, it's witches, vampires. I mean, it was a good time. It was like the second or third one that I watched.
Yeah.
So.
Also, hi Elena. Hi.
Welcome. Hi Elena. I'm doing the bisexual.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride Month. Yeah. Listen. If I couldn't do bisexual peace signs and bisexual finger guns, I wouldn't know what to do with my hands.
You should just cut them off.
Right?
At that point. Look, I give you a pass. I
don't know how I would live with myself.
Yeah, me too, Lisa. I get them out of order and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Why is this man crafting concrete? Also great. Definitely send them to me. Big highs, yes. Sorry, I have one more thing I want to talk about, but we gotta do it. I want to talk about. I wanted. This was a perfect transition to talk about, similar to Real Short, but it's similar to like the craziness of it. Is the new Black Dagger Brotherhood story or show?
Black Dagger Brotherhood.
Black Dagger Brotherhood on Passion Flicks, because I love those books.
I'm gonna have to read the books first.
Should we do a reading? Should we do a buddy read with them?
I mean, when do I have the time?
Girl, when do I have the time? I'm just signing myself up left, right, and center. But oh my god, the show, the first 2 episodes were pretty good. Third episode, filler. And there's only 6 episodes. How do you have filler with 6 episodes? Where was the plot, girl? Anyway.
Have you seen the Instagram reel of J.R. Ward seeing the character?
Yes.
When she Jesus, Mary, Joseph, and all of his carpenter friends to that guy. I was like, I want to be her best friend. She, like, I don't know anybody else that says that besides me. I don't know where I heard it. I don't know when I started saying it, but I am a Jesus, Mary, Joseph, and all his carpenter friends girly. And she started to say that, and I was like, I don't know. I'm like, I knew who it was. I'm like, but I don't know who this bitch is, but I want to be her best friend.
She is so iconic. She has these bitchy black sunglasses, the bitchiest black sunglasses. This like curly kind of bob, platinum blonde bob. And she always wears like this slinky black dress and pumps. I am so obsessed with J.R. Ward. It's not even funny. I've been obsessed with her since I read her books when I was 15 years old. And I went onto her website, and she has like a whole thing where she like interviews, because she talks about like, it's obviously fake, but one of the things that she does is like she talks to the characters as if they're like, as if she's going to the house. She's just relaying their story as if they've told it to her. Like, this is nonfiction. And I was obsessed with it. And there's a picture of her and her on her website that I was like, this woman is like, she has me in a chokehold. I love her. Anyway. Deeply. She is so funny. The bitchy sunglasses and the bob and the black dress. Like, I want to be her.
I want to be her
when I grow up. Her best friend. I want to be her when I grow up. Also, the amount of books she's written in series. I'm a series girl. Why do you think I'm a series girl? J.R. Ward was, Anyway, I promised Lavender we will sprint. We'll finally let us sprint. We're doing a little beachy timer in honor of Laura.
So what are you working on? What won the poll?
What won the poll was...
Did you tell me and I wasn't listening, or did you not tell me?
I didn't tell you. I didn't tell you. What's your name? Call you Bob. What won the poll was Sailboat, Yellow Heart. I almost said Sword Crossing.
Well, I mean,
which, yeah,
you're not exactly wrong.
You're not wrong. It's not wrong. I'm not wrong. However, that was not my intention. It's swords, the kissy face emoji, and eyeballs emoji, which is the Bodyguard royalty romance book. So that's what I'm gonna be working on today, which actually works out because I was listening to that playlist earlier today. So
listen, I didn't know what it was, but I know you, and I know that sword crossing is not wrong. So
sword crossing is not wrong. Never wrong. Never wrong. Sometimes it's even right.
I read an article today that was talking about like the most iconic queer couples of TV and movies, and the very first one was the guys from Red, White, and Royal Blue. And I was like, the way that the ads for that movie had me in a chokehold. Like, I'm like, I don't even know the reference material. I DNF'd the book. I didn't like it.
Oh, okay.
The movie is so good. But if you remember when those, like, people, like, after the movie came out, I hadn't watched it yet, and people were, like, putting together, like, these fucking reels of just, like, their moments, and I was so, like, I would just stay up for hours scrolling through. I was in the biggest chokehold of my life.
I still have not seen it, but the amount of fan edits I get of it is insane, with like so much. Like, I feel like I've seen the movie.
It's really, really good. You should watch it. I loved it.
I think I will also love it.
I loved One Last Stop. I can handle the emotional trauma to watch it more than once.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it has a happy ending, but like,
well, yeah, but like the getting there.
As a girly who is sad and alone, it hurts. So
yeah,
if you're sad and alone, maybe don't watch it, or have extra chocolate that day. I don't know.
Don't know your life. But yeah, I read One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston, and I should read Red, White, and Royal Blue because I think I'd enjoy it because I liked One Last Stop. I comped My debut novel, Back in Compliments, can be comped to One Last Stop. How many times can we fit is more than you think. And yeah, what I had I also I will always appreciate Red, White, and Royal Blue for being the Social Network fan fiction originally.
I know that, but I don't know the reference because I've never seen the Social Network.
The
So
Social Network. Oh my god, Social Network. I don't think I can in good conscience recommend that movie considering it's about Mark Zuckerberg and he's fucking awful, and Jesse Eisenberg does a great job of humanizing him in many ways. But I loved that movie, and so I probably would. I think Casey McQuiston probably did a great job of serial number filing, but
well, yeah, because one of them's a prince and one of them's the son of the president.
Yes, or no, sorry, I'm so sorry. It wasn't the Social Network fan fiction. It was Social Network RPF fan fiction. It was Jesse Eisenberg and Andrew Garfield fan fiction.
Oh yeah,
I'm pretty
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what it was. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
But yes,
But
based
yes.
on the Social Network RPF, which is so it wasn't actually Mark Zuckerberg and whatever the fuck his name is. I forget who the other guy's name is. But Jesse Eisenberg and
it was like seeing those two guys together in the movie and their what's the word I'm looking for? Chemistry in the movie made her want to make the book,
the RPF,
real guys. And like, I mean, who doesn't love Andrew Garfield? I mean,
I get it. Oh no, great. Shut up. Stop. No.
okay, spread time.
Yes. Watching the interviews with them back in the day, I could see it. If they were gay, I don't know. They felt a little in love. And that's the beauty of fiction. You just write it if you want. Okay. I need to stop. 30 minutes. Go. Sketch. What a lovely sound. How did you do for that sprint?
I finished the project I was working on.
Ooh, what was that?
Well, from where I've decided to redo this room instead of the other room, since the other room no longer exists to me.
Yep.
I had this giant mural on one wall of just like 9 million pictures of the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And because I want to paint, I decided it was probably time to take them all down. I bought this like fireproof box thing that has these little individual like plastic things so you can sort like all of your photos.
Oh, I
And
love
so
that.
like, I have them all labeled. So I had already gone through all of my photo albums, but I've been taking all the pictures down because they were double-sided stick taped up on the wall. I took some artist tape, put it across the back where the tape was sticky at, so that they won't stick to each other. Basically, I put tape over top of the tape so that it would stick to itself and not to everything else.
You taped tape so it wouldn't be tapey?
Yes, I had to tape the tape so it wouldn't be tapey. And I got that project done like literally 2 minutes ago. But as I was putting everything into a box, this one box of mom's side of the family is too big to close, so I need to separate it out into two.
Yep.
But otherwise, that project is complete.
I love it. Wow.
I have been working on this project for a minute. Like, it's been on my list of things to do for 2 months. And I finally, I thought I was going to have to like buy Undo or Goo Gone or something to like take all of the stuff off. So I started looking at like how they get sticky off the backs of like archival photos and stuff. And they were like, save time, just put artist tape on the back of it. It's basically like small masking tape. And I was like, I love you people. The internet is my friend, man.
I also love the internet. Work smarter, not harder. Like, someone's probably figured out a solution that's so much easier, and there it is.
And there it was. And you know what? It worked great. And I'm a happy camper. So
I'm obsessed. I love that. Oh, amazing.
That's what I did. How'd you did?
I did well. I had to go out for errands today. Aforementioned grocery store shopping, and I got some food while I was out, and one of the things that I got was one of these little suckers, Hershey pie from Burger King. So I consumed that because I hadn't eaten it because I was really full from regular dinner, and wrote about 400 words, 300 something words. I don't know because I don't remember what number I was at, but 200 of this new scene, and then I wrote some in a different scene. It's just snippets at the moment. And I was like looking at my outline and once again confronted by the fact that I really love to come up with books that have no plot. Like, where's the plot? What is the plot?
Who needs a plot?
Me. 90% of readers. Probably my agent.
You know, you got me on that one. That's probably true.
Yeah. We'll see. This is, yeah. So, but anyway, and then I also opened up my Canva to look at if I could make a mood board instead. I've already made the mood boards, so couldn't procrastinate on that. It's okay. It's all good. It's funny. It was fine. I was like, wow, I clearly procrastinated that earlier. Also, apparently I had my mic undone and was like just jamming out, and my breathing was coming through. So
at first I was like, I just was hearing like a shh sound, and I was like, is there a tab talking somewhere? And then I looked over and I seen that you were like singing along, and I was like,
not muted. It's not muted.
But I like you were doing such a good job that I thought that you were like singing all of the words, so I should have heard everything.
Well, I wasn't actually that's the thing is because I live with my family, I don't actually sing like out loud because that's fucking obnoxious, especially when you have your headphones on and I would be wildly off key. Um, so I do know all the lyrics and I'm over here listening to Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince, just like vibing, having a good time. And I look over and see that you posting about that, and I was like, oh, I'm unmuted. I'm gonna go take a toaster bath. So yeah, I'm never actually singing. Most of the time, I'm never actually singing. If you ever see me jamming and like mouthing the words, I'm usually never actually singing unless I'm in a car.
I just assumed that my computer was haunted. Also, why am I so short?
Great question. Yeah.
Anyway, I thought maybe I had a computer demon, but no, it was just Katie.
It was as usual, just me. Honestly tracks that Wallace is a crossroads demon and I'm a computer demon. Yep. But we did lose us Lisa, had to go to sleep because of getting cranky, which makes sense. Always appreciate coming. We were joined by a Jess, writes a book. Oh my gosh. Hi. Hello.
Hello, other Jess.
Hello, another Jess. You are more than welcome to join. Welcome to the madness, the chaos. We don't sprint very much, so good luck writing a book.
Good luck. I mean, some of us listen. Some of us write books.
Some of us write books. New person, buy my book. Just kidding. I'm kidding. That's totally a joke. But this was published by Atria at Simon & Schuster on June 10th. So notoriously, none of this book was written on stream, but
I'm deciding if I'm going to keep my second copy or if I'm just going to take it and give it to Brittany tomorrow.
Oh, that'd be cute.
I don't know if it's her jam though.
Yeah.
I don't know that she's ever read a queer romance in her life.
Let alone a sapphic one, which tends to be what people do not reach for. Women especially tend to reach for the male ones.
I don't think she's read any of those either, which is fine. I mean, You have a preference. I don't read a lot of them either myself. I don't read a lot of adult ones. I read more of the YA queer romances.
Yeah.
Why? Yeah. I don't know the answer to that, but that is typically what I read.
Yeah.
I guess when I'm reaching, I don't know, man.
I don't know. Just people reach for different things. We read such a variety of stuff as well. That like you're not
so many different things. Yeah.
You read so many different things that like it's hard to say that like, oh yeah, I read a lot of this because you read a lot, but a lot of different things. So
well, and I was gonna say I read more like witchy romances, but as I say that, like the Lana Harper, the first one in that series is a sapphic romance. And I think the third or fourth one is also a sapphic romance. So clearly I read them, you know?
Yeah.
Though to be fair, what is the one? I think it's the fourth one in that series. I hate that romance. The book, not awful. The romance, so bad. Like, I hate hating on a sapphic romance, but my God, I hated that romance, the love interest, and just the whole romance plot, and the fact that they got together again at the end of the book made me so mad. Like, if it had been a situation where, like, you use the relationship to learn things about yourself and you grow and you become better and you don't get back together at the end, like, I could have lived with that shitty ass romance. But the fact that they got together again at the end made me so mad that I haven't picked up the next book in the series.
Well, unfortunately, I think they have to get back together. I think that's like, unfortunately, like half of the, like, not even half. That's like the whole, unfortunately, if it's going to be labeled a romance, they like physically have to be together at the end and happily ever after, or happy for now.
Happy for now, yeah.
Which is,
couldn't she have been happy for now with someone else who was better for her and not a skank?
I mean that's an entirely different conversation of like, then you would have had like, learning something from your ex to pull into your relationship with your new person.
So I guess I've definitely read more adult sapphic romances. I don't know that I've ever read an adult gay romance. I've read YA gay romances, but I don't know about adult sapphic. I've read both YA and adult. But I do read more straight romance than anything else.
There's a lot of straight romance in the
That's
world.
what I relate to.
Yeah.
So.
Also, hi,
Weird.
Miley.
Hi, Miley.
Hi, Wendy. Slay, I'm glad you're here. I hope your errands were well.
What kind of errands are you running at 1 o'clock in the morning?
Well, technically, she's on the West Coast, so it's 9:30 or 9:43, I think.
That match.
She came in at 9:30, so like, you could be running errands around 8 and then coming home around that time and eating dinner or something. I don't know.
No more late night errands for you.
You're forbidden. I'm kidding. Only 61 words, but a bracketed the part that's blocking me so I can move on. I love that. Just moving on.
We love a good bracket.
We do, until your book is due in 3 days and you think you're done because you finally finished the one spicy scene that's been absolutely driving you bonkers for approximately a week. And then you go back and you are reading, you're sifting through it, and you come across one that's very early in the book and you go, why the fuck didn't I fix this? And then you go, oh, I should probably check to see if there's other brackets. So you Control F for the brackets and find 4 more. And you have to do those 3 days before your deadline.
One time when I wrote my adult high fantasy, when I was querying it, God, 15 years ago. Was that accurate math? That is accurate math. 15 years ago. I was querying it and actually sent, had a full request and actually sent it to someone. With chapter 14 said, insert fight scene here.
Oh no, not a
chapter
whole
14. I remember chapter 14, insert fight scene here.
I did leave one bracket, but it's at the very end, and it's for a sex scene that I'm not sure I need. My editor will tell me, but I did write. What did I write here? Let me pull it up.
Like, I'm not sure if I need to set another sex scene, but if I do, this is where it would be.
Yes, essentially is what I wrote. But what I put that in the notes, or not the notes, but like the actual. Where is that? Let me see. Where's my little? Where is it? A great question. I wrote something funny for it because I was like, insert very hot and sexy and thematically satisfying sex scene here. And it's like at the end of a chapter. And so I'm like, I don't know if I need this here. So that's the only one I left because I was like, I'm not gonna write it if I don't have to. Yeah.
It wasn't as long ago as I thought it was. It was 2014 is when I was querying that.
Oh, so
which is worse
years?
Because that means I was older and didn't check my shit.
I would love to wait. Child speed. Luckily, it's done. It's done. It's been in the hands of my editor since May 30th. 21 days it's been in her hands. So 3 weeks it's been in her hands, away from mine.
I have a whole, I don't know if you have this, but I have an entire folder in my email that's just rejection letters.
Oh,
I've kept all of them.
I've kept mine too.
But mine are from 2014, 2015, because I haven't queried since 2015. But sometimes I like to go back and read them just for funsies.
I do too. I sometimes like to read them because especially now that I actually went back and read some of them because now that my debut novel.
Oh, I don't even have my glasses on. You got to see that there's 2. Okay, I'm good.
There's still back in a couple minutes. Yeah, I went back and I looked at one, and I remember getting one of the rejections. And I read over it. And it was like the nicest rejection I've literally ever gotten, where it was so much praise for the book, but it was just like, I can't champion. She was basically at the end like, I can't champion this. I can't be your agent for this because she didn't give a reason. She was like, I just can't champion this. And want to know what day it was sent to me, my rejection for this book?
On your birthday?
June 10th, 2023.
See, we love that.
It was like, it was so crazy to look at that email and be like, oh, I remember exactly where I was when I got this. And 2 years later, I am now holding the book that was rejected. Very different than the version I sent her, but
Very different.
very different. But we move. Let's see. Lavender poked around some fun project, maybe a few hundred words. I love that. I love poking at a project. That's what those sleepover streams are for. Miley says, wow, I usually just press tissue on tape. I don't want sticking to everything, but that's so much smarter. It is.
Yeah, it's literally just artist tape is what it's called. Search on Amazon.
Revolution.
Artist tape. It's basically just masking tape, but it's thinner. It's I guess what people like use to tape like watercolor paper down.
Yeah.
Onto like a larger canvas when they're paintings, so it removes fairly easy. But yeah, it did great. I spent probably 3 hours tonight working on that project.
Nice.
I started at 9 o'clock, so
here we are.
Thank
you, Miley. It is not the sun. It is thanks to the lipstick that I was wearing earlier, which has worn off for the most part. But it is number 27 and 27 from ColourPop. Just put on my cheeks and then blot it out. Because I was too lazy to open up my makeup kit and put on actual, like, I just smeared this on my lips and on my cheeks and we were good to go. So thank you. But she doesn't actually go into the sun. Who needs a plot when you have vibes? Typically traditional publishers. I'm kidding. We don't need plot right now. Maybe if you just write the vibes, the characters will reveal the plot to you. I think they will. That's typically how it works, but I also have no idea. I don't know what I'm doing most of the time. So Lavender says I have the same problem, except there's usually a plot in there somewhere. It's just the last thing I can find. I think my other problem, or not problem, the thing that I struggle with is that I have not read like a ton of contemporary romances. So I just don't find that the plots come easily to me because I'm like, what am I supposed to do here? What do the people want? I just haven't read them, but I got a big stack. Not that I'm reading a contemporary romance right now. Because I'm reading B.E. Schwab. Although, well, this book's very character driven, so yeah. Whisper on. Yeah. The viral radio show from the past. It's very funny it's coming back again. It's almost, yeah. Oh, I might donate my second copy to the library. I haven't decided. There you go. That's so strange to me. If I'm reading queer books, I prefer sapphics. Maybe because I am one, but like, why don't people want the sapphics? Fetishization of gay men is, I think, the short answer. And I'm sure there's a long and complicated answer. But
and that is probably why I don't read adult gay romances, is because I won't read them written by women. So, not because I don't think that there are women who do it right, but because I know that the fetishization is a problem within the community itself. And so I would prefer not to do so. I don't want to contribute.
Fair enough.
Though a lot of the, well, I think almost all of those. So the FT Lukens is non-binary, and all of their books are male and a non-binary. Almost all of them. I think some are male, but most of them are male non-binary.
Okay. So. Are those YA though? Right?
They're
or,
YA.
just, or have they? Okay.
They're all YA.
Like, okay. I was like,
and I you know what? I've loved every single one that I've read.
I think Alexis Hall is non-binary.
Yeah.
I can recommend, I really liked Boyfriend Material by them.
It's on my list.
It's a good one. I think that's a good one. It was so good. Writing immaculate. And for anyone who's interested or cares about this kind of thing, it's closed door. There's no explicit sex on page. If anyone cares about that. I just always like to mention with different preferences.
When you get into adult romance world, you never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, you never know. So I always like to say, which, by the way, my book it's become a bit my book is open door. Very open. Very open. There's not a lot of sex in this, which is something I've talked about a little bit. There used to be way more sex in this book and then I took it out for page time. I think there's 3 sex scenes in this book, plus other like intimate scenes that are like not actual sex happening, but it's like physical intimacy. So, but very open door. I've seen. I don't know what the consensus is, but on some of the reviews that I've been tagged in, some people are tagging it 3 chili peppers, and some people are tagging it 1.5. So I don't know, man.
I think it depends on what you read to how you know,
how spicy you will think it is, but it is explicit. I would say that it is within the vein of Delilah Green Doesn't Care, if anyone's read that. That's a good sapphic romance. I like that one.
Hate that one.
Oh, really?
It has a bet.
Oh, you're so right. I'm sorry. Yes, you're so correct.
I don't do bet romances.
Yep, you sure don't. Nope, that makes sense. Yep. I forgot because that's my favorite toxic trope.
Listen,
Once again, love it. Someone loves it, someone hates it.
You know, if it hadn't happened to me more than once, I probably would enjoy the trope. But I have lived that trope more than once, and I don't want to read it.
Yeah, which
so
sucks.
You know, sometimes, you know, I watch those banquet humiliation tropes. That's never happened to me before. Thank God. I don't think I've ever been to a fancy banquet ever in my life.
It's just the banquet. It's specifically the word banquet, like not a party, not a dinner, a banquet.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not even a banquet. It's like an auction, or like they're auctioning off some like
gala.
Ancient moon. Yeah, a lot of galas.
A lot of galas. Yep.
But banquet humiliation.
Banquet humiliation. I need to see if that's a tag on AO3, because that's hilarious. Because I've never seen that on AO3. And I figured that's where it would come from.
I don't know. Miley, it's specifically in the Reel Shorts, you know, the vertical short videos that you can watch on your phone. It's a trope in that. It's a very specific trope.
Yeah.
On there. And as I am the queen of vertical shorts,
it happens.
I've seen a lot of them. I don't watch those ones anymore, though. Like, if I see something and that's the trope on the bottom of it is banquet humiliation, I'm like, I don't even need to see this. I've seen it 100 times, and I just move on to something else.
It's like, I know what's going on. I know it's
unless it's a werewolf one, and then I'll watch it. Yeah.
Well, because those pass the vibe check.
The werewolf ones almost always pass the vibe check.
They really do. It is not so late for me. I was running through the PetSmart for cat food 10 minutes before closing.
You know what? That cat's got to eat.
Yep. It's a great. Thank you. I was like, this will give my editor exactly what she wants here. Grape says, I wonder how many of those agents from your 2015 list left the industry.
Probably most of them.
Oh my God. Oh, there we go. Obsessed. Jess stands on business. She does. Great for us. Is Sarah Rosh non-binary? I don't know. It's a good question. Let's go look at her Instagram. Not that she has to be out, but if she is, Instagram will probably tell me.
That is one of those things that makes me sad. Like, it's a thing with the people. Oh my God, I'm going to be really old here for a second.
Ooh, let's hear it.
It's more common with people in your generation over my generation. But like, whenever, like in Heartstopper, for instance, the TV show, they basically bullied the one kid into coming out because they were like, why are you playing a bisexual character when you're straight, blah, 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 whatever. And it's like, no one can have a song that is somewhat queer or play a queer character or it's queer baiting. But it's like,
Yeah.
you don't know their personal life and they don't owe you their personal life. Like people who say like Harry Styles is queer baiting because he dresses effeminately in some cases, but he's a straight white man. But like, is he? And he doesn't owe you for you to know that. Like that is the one thing that pisses me off so bad is people who like force other people to come out just so that they can be like, I'm not a terrible human.
Yep. No, the thing I always say, real people can't queer bait. Real people cannot queer bait. That is impossible. Queer baiting is very specific to when movie producers and television executives create a queer narrative and get queer people, real queer people, to buy in with their time and maybe even money, and then do not pay off with the actual representation. People in real life cannot queer bait.
Because they are real people and they owe you nothing about their personal lives, their sexual preferences, or anything because they don't owe that to you.
They don't
regardless of how you feel about it.
Parasocially, you do not deserve it. You don't need it.
It makes me so like there have been times where I have been like about to come up out of this chair to like protect some young kid who people are attacking on the internet. And I'm like, they don't fucking owe you anything. And then they'll come out and I'm like, and they're like so upset about having to come. Like sometimes it's not safe for those people to come out. Like you're outing people and it could literally get them killed. Like,
Yep. I remember when Becky Albertalli was forced out of the closet years ago.
Yeah.
Because people were coming at her for Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda. Yeah. And she came out and she was like, I wrote this. She literally, and I read her letter and I remember being as a little tiny queer person who did not know that she was queer, being so afraid of this thing happening to me at that point. Cause I'm like, this was the first time of like a forced outing in like public that I had seen personally that I was like, oh, that's a thing that can happen to someone in the book sphere. Terrified me for years. I was terrified of that same thing maybe happening to me one day. It's crazy. But like Becky Albertalli, even if she literally worked as a queer youth coordinator and a counselor for queer youth for years. And she used her experiences with them and what they were looking for in representation to write Simon versus Homo sapiens agenda. She did her research to create a book that queer youth would want. Is it perfect? No.
And it probably wouldn't get published today because of the fetishization thing. But at the time, queer stories weren't being told by queer people, generally. Yeah. And so the only way to get them out there was for straight people to do it. Because the publishing companies weren't buying them, basically.
Right.
But now we're like, you're going to buy them or we're not going to read them. Because we're not going to read them from the straight people. We're going to specifically look for the ones from queer people. And if you don't buy those, then we won't buy your other books.
Yep. Preach it, Jess.
I do preach it a lot. For a middle-aged white woman, I preach a lot on the internet.
Let's see. Lavender says, I go for MM because a lot of complicated gender and emotional damage shit, basically sapphic stuff, makes me dysphoric.
Which is fair.
Which is the nuance that, not saying that I have it to the same level as Lavender, but this is one of the reasons why I write and still write a lot of MM stuff is because of my own complicated gender shit that goes on. Just in general. So I get this. And that's the nuance of the conversation of like, especially because, like I am a queer person, but I'm also, it's complicated in the ways that it is. It's like, and then also, the same thing with like Becky Albertalli stuff and things. It's like, you can't look at someone and like, unless they have, gay tattooed across their forehead. Like,
and
even then you cannot assume. So yeah, it's
definitely like a big thing. And reasons why I just I would prefer to read male romances from male or non-binary people. That's my preference. I just, for some reason, I don't know. I will read books that are like multiple point of view, like romances that are both from the male and female point of view, but they're not my preferred.
Mm.
Because I feel like as a woman, I would never really know what's going on inside the brain of a man. And so, but then again, like Riley Sager was writing women for years, and we were like, dude, you suck, quit writing women, you need to write men. And then he wrote a man, and we were like, can you go back to writing women, please? Like, it was so bad. We were like, no, it's okay. Just go back to writing women. Never mind. We were wrong. We were so wrong. So,
Yeah. That's the lesson. One of the lessons I've had to, I'm still learning the lesson of like, you're never going to please everybody. There's always going to be someone who hates the art that you've made just because it's not their preference and not something that they enjoy, whether it is on a more like, societal, like conversation, like actual, if actual harm's being done level, as opposed to like, and then, they just don't like how many times you reference someone's physical characteristic, like stupid little things like that, like, makes their reading experience like the different things and for different preferences. So that's a lesson I've learned.
I also say anything that I say today can be completely different from how I feel a week from now, because I may have a conversation with someone in that time period that changes my point of view about things that are more pertinent to their life experiences than my own. And then I can change my viewpoint. So the viewpoint of today may not be the viewpoint of tomorrow, because I can promise you that 18-year-old Jessica's viewpoint is not the same as 38-year-old Jessica's viewpoint. So
very true. Very true.
That's part of being human.
It's part of being human.
You learn, you grow, you conversate with people who are different than you. You learn different things about different people, different lifestyles, different cultures. And then you're like, whoa, that's interesting. And then you do research and things. And then you're like, oh, that's not how I feel about this thing anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then you live, laugh, toaster bath.
And then no more opinion.
And then you don't have an opinion anymore.
Oh, Wendy still's not watch the vertical shorts. Don't get sucked in, Wendy. Don't
do it. But if you are going to get sucked in, go and just watch real shorts. They have the best ones. Watch the vampire ones, the werewolf ones, and then get out.
Yep. The dystoric stuff makes a lot of sense to me. Mostly the fetishization part is very odd to me because why? Yeah.
And honestly, I think it's more in the erotica than in like, and there's a difference between erotica and an open door romance. Those are not the same thing. Again, it's nuanced. But I think the fetishization happens more in erotic romance than it does in a more like sweet kind of romance for the male specifically. Yeah. I think not even in dark romance. Like I think dark romance and erotic romance are again two different things.
Yes, they are.
And so I think it's more in that erotic romance vein is where the fetishization happens more often. But
yeah, which is it's it raises that kind of question of like, or not question, but something I am considering as I personally explore writing erotic romances and like think about potentially having that as a branch of my career is writing erotica, is doing my research, trying to fully understand when I do write the drafts, hiring a sensitivity reader, multiple sensitivity readers to, try to do the best that I have done with the story that I've told. And for consumers, obviously me as the writer, when I, eventually, if I do actually branch into this path, I'll talk a lot about the steps and things that I've taken to write the story considerately and perhaps without harm, hopefully without harm, but there's a lot of consumers and readers who don't do that. And like, I'm not going to try to accuse some authors of not doing that because I'm not here to police anybody on what they do or do not do with their craft. Crazy, I know. But, consumers, a lot of times the consumers, they pick up books and they don't really care about the dramas that are behind it, or like they don't look into the author and see what the author has done, or decide that's how they decide to read their books. Like so many readers just go into bookstores and pick up books, read the back of the thing, go on, read it, live their life. And so I don't want to say anything controversial, so I'll leave it at that because I had a slightly controversial thought. And I was like, let's just leave it at that.
Just leave it there.
Just leave it there. Hi, Rhea. Hello. Werewolf Shifter books are literally the best. Cosign. I love them. Grape says, sorry, real people can absolutely cure bait. They're constantly using the same strategy that film and TV stars TV writers
I
use.
think they definitely can, but I think it's a lot harder for me to call out a human for queer baiting than it is a company for queer baiting, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I would never accuse someone of that. At least I don't think that I would ever have the knowledge with which to accuse someone of that, because again, I don't know them. I don't know how they really feel on the inside, and they don't owe me their sexuality. So
Right.
So you're right.
Like,
I do believe they can. I just don't know how I would. It's two different approaches for me.
Yeah. And I think it's like, I always hesitate with this because it's like, are they queer baiting or are they just queer coding? And like 10 years down the line when they're comfortable, they do come out, and then all of a sudden all of the queer baiting wasn't actually bait because it turns out they were queer the whole time. Like, you just don't know until the time has passed. And like,
were we not talking about me and bisexual peace signs and finger guns earlier? And I have said, as far as I'm aware, at this current moment in my life at 38 years old, I'm straight, but it may change tomorrow. Because I don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. And then we can laugh at this 5 years from now when we're like, you remember all those queer bisexual finger guns you were doing? Yeah, look at that. Mm-hmm.
Look at that. It was a sign.
It was a sign the whole time. So I don't know. So,
and I do get this. I think you can get
there are
bad
definitely some
vibes from
people who do it
people
on purpose.
And there's also bad queer people. Like, there's also queer people who are bad and do bad things even though they're queer. Carmen Maria Machado wrote a whole book about it. And talked about like the perfect queer and like that whole all that stuff. So so definitely can get bad vibes from people. I just always hesitate to call it queer baiting. I think that what they're doing is wrong in a different way and should be called maybe something else personally. But I am not the purveyor of the universe. So people can do whatever they want. Lavender clarifies with some clarity. It's not about fetishization. It was more that I thought I was a lesbian because I knew I wasn't straight and I wasn't bi, but ended up making me feel super boxed into a role. It led me to realizing I was trans years later.
And that's the thing too, is like a lot of it is you learn things about yourself. I mean, I didn't realize I was demisexual until I was like 35. So yeah. I just thought I was broken for 30 years prior to that. Like, I just thought there was something wrong with me. I didn't know it existed. Yeah. And then the young kids came out with all the new words and I was like, hey, that's me.
That's me.
I wasn't broken this whole time. Just thought I was broke for years.
Yeah. So. But you're not.
But I'm not.
Wonder how many girls on AO3 got harassed by people claiming fetishization who turned out to be trans.
Also fair.
Yep.
I think if I read more male romance, I would be okay with reading it written by women. But because I read so little, I prefer to read it from someone who it is their life experience.
Yeah.
Because I do agree that you can write things outside of your own life experience. It's kind of the point. But if it's something that I don't read much of, I try to stick to people who have that lived experience just because it feels more polite of me to do.
Well, and it also, like, you are in the unique position of being a book reviewer, and so you are giving potentially recommendations to people, and since that is not your primary genre, like, you read so many genres like we were talking about, like, it is important that we do uplift the voices of those of this is their actual own voice lived experience, that they are part of the marginalization identity that they're writing about. And like, that's one of the problems with so many straight or even queer women writing MLM romances is that it's taking up space, and publishing is putting way more resources towards those as opposed to gay men, and specifically gay BIPOC men. Like, so those stories are just underrepresented as a whole, and so we should be uplifting and reading those books, so that they're more of them are bought.
When it is something that I don't read a lot of, and it's just because it's not my preferred genre, I do prefer to read things by own voices authors so that I can recommend things by own voices authors. But that isn't all that I read, so it's fine. And I read a lot of stuff by crusty old white men too. So,
yep, even they're represented, despite the fact that there are people on Twitter.
A whole row.
Oh my
of
god,
right
Brando Sando.
There's some Brando Sando, some Lord of the Rings, Wheel of Times down here. I got plenty of crusty old white men on my shelves. Plenty
of them. It's true. You might not be able to please everyone. I'm God's favorite, and everyone I've ever met likes me. It's true, Miley. I know I like you.
Kevin Hearn might also be a crusty old white guy. This one right here. And the guy who wrote Dungeon Crawler Carl might also be a crusty old white guy. I don't know. Matt Denneman? Now I need to know. Are these guys crusty old white guys?
Maybe.
Now I have curiosity.
Very curious.
And I am a cat.
You are.
Kevin Hearn is 100% a crusty old white dude.
Slay.
Bald head, big grizzly beard.
I can see him perfectly in my mind.
And then what about Matt Dinneman? View book details. Matt Dinneman. He may not be crusty.
Okay.
But he is a white man. So
okay.
If you're in black and white, you're not helping me out here, internet.
Yeah, I feel this, Wendy.
Oh yeah, crusty old white guy. Yep.
Okay. For sure. There you go.
So yeah, I have a whole shelf of books by crusty old white men also. Right next to Susan Dennard.
Who is not a crusty old white guy.
Who is not a crusty old white guy.
White woman, but not crusty or old. Yeah, this is, we were at Lavender agrees. That's sticky, because how do you know if people are queer baiting or experimenting? I feel like it happens equally, because in non-erotic romance, a lot of times the characters are still written in a heteronormative way. Yeah.
That's fair. That is a fair assessment.
That is fair. Hi, Deidre. Hello, friends. Here for the tail end, but here, so glad to have you.
Listen, we've done one whole 30-minute sprint, so.
We've had a lot of great conversations. Welcome to the conversation. This is always what happens. Just be grateful we're not starting a penis scandals company.
No, we already did that.
Yeah, we already did that. Oh, thank you.
You mean this?
You mean this one? I know. I love the feel of it, and the
nice.
It feels so good. I love that. I was not worried, but I was curious about what they were going to go for this, because the arc is shiny, but this has the velvety feel, and then the letters are glossy and like not raised, but they like feel like a different texture.
Yeah, you can feel the texture in them.
My baby girl. My baby. I love her. Oh my god, who's that? Who's that there? Oop, oop.
You mean, my hand's over top of her face. Her?
Oh my god, who's that? Oh my god, I don't know her. Wow, she cleans up nice.
Don't know that girl.
Don't know that girl. But thank you. I really appreciate it. Lavender says, for me, the erotica, the only thing that really bothers me is when people write queer stuff, but either aren't behind queer rights or don't know what they're talking about. I don't think I'd go for a queer romance written by a straight person in either direction, but queer women writing or vice versa is fine to me, including erotica. People can and should write outside their own experiences. There's the kind of thing of gay men being kept out of the genre because it's for women, which is wonky.
Yeah.
Yep. 100% agree, Lavender.
We also have lots of thoughts. I seen somewhere where you said, we also clearly have lots of thoughts. We've been here for 2 hours and 15 minutes, and we've done 1 30-minute spread.
Well, it's just, here's the thing. Y'all hit on several of my favorite topics, which is nuanced queer discussions and Biggie Schwab.
you know? And that's all it takes.
And real shorts.
And real short.
The 3 pillars
of every Jess and Katie conversation. Those are the pillars that withhold our relationship.
I love it. Miley says queerbaiting is a brand, and sometimes people make themselves a brand, especially in influencer economy. People don't know things, but they're selling something, then they do have the responsibility. Yes, I do agree. Yes, I fully agree. Yeah, that's what's so weird. Influencer culture is so weird about, like, because sometimes what you're selling is yourself, but you're not selling all of you. Like, you're just selling parts of you. Like, I don't know, very. And I don't even mean in like the OnlyFans selling parts of like that, like, but you're selling parts of your personality.
Listen,
basically.
I'm not saying that my feet are on OnlyFans, but I'm also not saying that. You never know. If they were, I would have way more money. I have awesome feet. I have webbed toes.
Why are there pickles on my feet? My gherkin.
My gherkins.
My gherkin.
My feet smell like pickles.
Well, for anyone who doesn't know, I'm gonna just quickly explain. Last time we went on our real writing retreat, because this was the vacation was more vacation. We were just kind of checking in.
It was a vacation.
We went to Chillicothe in November, and we went shopping. And one of the various pickle jars that we bought didn't break, but fell on the floor at Jess's feet, opened, and started spilling little mini gherkins
all over my feet,
all over Jess's feet.
And there are 5 other people in the room, and they're all just standing there watching the pickle juice roll across the floor. All of them just standing there, and I'm like, I'm literally standing in the middle of a pickle hazard zone. I can't do this.
And Jess goes, anyone can help? And I just go, my gherkin. I go, fucking idiot.
Great Pest, this is my foot.
This is my butt.
This is my foot.
Oh, so funny.
Yeah.
So good.
The 7 of us should not be allowed to be alone together, but I love that they let us do it.
So funny. I'm so glad they do. They didn't come knocking on the door, which was honestly nice, because I really thought they were at some point in Pittsburgh, because we were loud.
We were loud. And by we, I mean you people.
Yep, we were loud. Everyone was loud except us.
Me waving to the camera like, I'm here too. It's fine.
Deidre agrees. Demi Ace was on a term growing up either, so I grew up thinking I was broken too until Other came out, gave it a name. I love. Oh,
I didn't know it was. And honestly, I think that's another pillar, Allie Hazelwood.
Oh yeah,
because I have only read 2 of her books, and one of them I DNF'd, so technically I didn't even read it. But I think that's why I loved The Love Hypothesis so much, because that was like one of the first times that I seen Demi rep in a book.
Right.
And though it's never expressly stated,
yeah,
it's obvious if you're Demi that that's what it is.
Right. Yeah.
The other is Kathy Yardley's role playing. What it's called?
Oh, the one where they're like in a D&D group over.
Yeah, it is role playing. Because the guy is Demi, and it is done so fantastically well. Also, they're 50, and it is one of my favorite romances of all time, because they're older, they're in a D&D group, that he thinks she's 80, she thinks he's 20, and they meet in person, and it is just like the most adorable thing ever. Oh, yeah.
I have it on audio. It's one of my.
It's fantastic. It's one of my favorites of all time.
I love it.
Productivity. My gherkins.
The gherkin. The productivity was the conversation we had along the way. It is. Yeah. Oh, the pages are nice. The typeface they picked was very wonderful. I also love the racket.
I actually highlighted the first set of brackets in my digital arc and was like, I love these. These are so cute.
They're so cute. And we went through, I think, 4 different iterations of different not headers, but like little page breaks or paragraph POV breaks, I guess they are. We went through many, and then we finally landed on this one. I was like, she's the one. She's the one. Oh my God. You're so right, Miley. My little picture is.
It's shiny.
She is shiny. She's shiny. I love that. I never noticed. Oh, goodbye.
I'm just grabbing a book and I have pajama shorts on. So
okay. Yeah. Can't flash the cooch to people.
The internet does not need to see my ass, okay?
Just not. Yes, the holy trinity.
the whole internet. Yeah, it's role playing by Kathy Yardley.
Oh, she's so cute.
So cute.
Adorable.
They're adorable. Yep. I love them. They make me happy.
Hi,
their sex scenes are hot.
Ooh. I love that. Miley says, I crash out about influencer culture all the time. It feels like a hallmark of our dystopia setting. Yep. This is my butt.
This is my butt.
Sometimes you see shit happen and you're like, yep.
That is exactly. Everyone's just staring at me as pickles are running. And like, for me, like, I'm the old one. Okay. I am the old one. And I also was a Girl Scout, and I was taught you leave things better than you found them. And so when we go into these Airbnbs, I am like, so like, you go walk into my room in an Airbnb and all of my stuff is in my suitcase, packed away, neat, orderly, tiny. You walk into Katie's room in an Airbnb and it looks like a bomb went off in there. There's clothes and stuff everywhere, which is fine because that's what it's for. But my brain, I could never do, because I feel like I'm a guest in someone's home, and I'm like so worried about breaking something, leaving something dirty, not doing something exactly the way that they expect me to do it. And so when there's pickle juice running across the floor, my anxiety is like on a 12 out of a 10, and I'm like, I can't. Why is there pickle juice on the floor and I can't do anything because this pickles is on my feet? There's gherkins on my feet. And
my gherkin.
And you know,
and the floor is slightly like slanted because it's not perfectly level. So
dude, it was rolling straight at Wallace, and eventually Wallace was like, "Oh yeah, I should clean that up." And I was like, "Anybody? There's 7 people sitting here. Anybody? That would be great.
That would be great." Who's gonna stop us? Nobody.
Nobody.
There you go. There's a little wreck.
The sex scenes in that are not great, but it's a good book.
Yeah.
They're very unrealistic.
As they are. Yeah, that happens. Dare I ask? Maybe.
About what? We don't know.
I don't know, girl.
I don't know.
Now it's officially on the list.
I think it was last year. It might have been last year's Amazing Readathon that this one made its rounds. Like, was it the Amazing Readathon last year? It was something where we were sorted. I did way too many readathons last year. I was a host for too many teams. Yeah, it was because I was swapping teams. It was the week that I was on the romance team, and it fit one of the prompts, and there was like one person read it, and then like they started recommending it and talking about it, and like half of the group read it that week, and then we convinced the other groups to read it as well. So it kind of became like the unofficial book of the Amazing Readathon last year.
That's so cute.
Really it. And I think it's indie published.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
I think it was originally. It may not be now, but I know it was harder to find an audiobook of it at the time.
Oh. There's an audio on Everand now, I think.
Published by Montlake Seattle.
Isn't that Amazon? Yeah.
Amazon, the Amazon logo, and Montlake are trademarks of Amazon Inc.
Yeah, Montlake is, because we sent BC to Montlake.
So,
what's in KU? It might have been originally self-published and picked up by Montlake. There's quite a bit of trad pub in KU now too, if you can believe. So it's not always an indicator of self-publishing. I don't know why I'm so washed out all of a sudden. Damn, they don't have it in the library. Ugh, rip. Do you have Ever And? I'm pretty sure the audio's in there because I have it on my list. Or I've like saved it along with Velkwood.
Haunting of Velkwood is so good.
I have too many books, Jess. I have so many books. It's just gotten worse.
Did you see my post the other day of all the books
I did
over my birthday? It's like 38 books or something stupid.
I have it's becoming it's been a problem. I'm going to be getting I haven't bought it yet, but I'm going to be getting a bookshelf to put here in this empty space here. One, so that I can display Backhanded Compliments by Katie Chandler.
I didn't turn it.
So I can display it, so I don't have to, pick it up from this pile over here that's ungodly. But also so I can put all the books that don't fucking fit. Do you have Libro? But I'm taking a hiatus from KU. Okay. I probably should too, but
I have my friends' books on my shelf, but they're all behind my seat. So
oh yes, that doesn't.
Wallace. Because they're over there somewhere because they're sci-fi, so they're not within the category of.
Oh, do you have the Dream Guy over there?
I don't think I have that one. I have so many, and then I don't read them because I'm a terrible friend.
Such is life. Such is life. But yeah, the Glass Witch. I have a candle, the Glass Witch themed candle, which I feel so special having.
I have a blood like
which I also want to put. Oh, here you go, Wendy. If you have Spotify, the audiobook is on there. Oh my god, so cute. What's it smell like?
Coconut sweetbread.
Ooh, yummy.
Because that is one thing that Lizelle does really well is she describes food, which Wallace also does. And Lindsay did in Glasswitch too, because she was a baker. They baked lots of stuff. Apparently, my friends like to write books about food. This is a hate crime.
I know, Grape. Here we go. We're going to do a final 20-minute sprint, and then we'll talk for hopefully 10 minutes and skedaddle. All right, I'm actually going to remember to mute myself this time.
Mute yourself.
I'm there we go. Another sprinterino. How'd you do? What'd you do?
I got ready for bed.
Nice. I wrote some more. Let's see how many words I wrote. How many words have I written total today? Up over 500 for the sprint. So, or at least I think it's probably closer to 6 or 7. So
That's fantastic.
not bad. Not bad.
You did great.
Not bad. Thank you. Yep. Yeah, just flew by. Deidre reviewed a scene, which is good enough for me. Slay. Miley rewrote the last sentence from last sprint and got ready for bed. There you go.
It is, the time.
It is the time. We got a Wendy sneaking in here. I need some more French history. I don't know why, but now I just want to know. Pourquoi?
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 Like, what do you want to know?
Yeah, what? What do you know and why? What do you want to know and why? I'm very curious.
Ask away. I might know the answer. I probably don't know it in French, but I might know it in English. Probably don't. But it sounded good.
Very much. I don't know much about French history.
I know a lot about French art and architecture.
You do, because you watch those chateau videos.
I watch way too many chateau videos.
Which is iconic. I love it. What happens next?
Like in French history? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. There were many.
There are many.
Many. I'm slowly, and by slowly, I mean, unfortunately, head first tumbling back into a Hamilton era. And there is a little bit of French history in Hamilton. So America was supposed to fight for France when France was trying to get some freedom, but we stayed neutral, despite the fact that France has helped us in one war, and then we fought against France during the French and Native American War. I think I'll say, instead of the usual way that it's described, because we don't use that word anymore. But that's about all. I did watch that show Versailles a couple of years ago, but it was not memorable. I did, Miley. It was so good. Oh God, me too. It did not kickstart. For some reason, me and Devasia both had the same Hamilton song stuck in our heads, and so we were singing it, and so I played it, and then I was really tired on my way home, and so I listened to the whole soundtrack again. And then my phone must have heard me doing that, because then it started giving me Hamilton TikToks, including the 10-year Tony performance. And now I keep getting Hamilton TikToks and I keep listening to the soundtrack. So it happens. I went for an actual historic moment of Les Mis, and I was like, okay, so then what happened? And I was reading about French history. Rabbit holes.
It is a thing that happens.
It is. It does. Get ready to gasp. I've never in my life seen Hamilton.
Guess what? Me neither. Don't know a single song. Couldn't tell you one. Don't know a word.
Oh, I love it. I think it's actually, I re-listen. Yeah. Honestly, re-listening to it, I think I can recommend it. I think a lot of people went through a phase of like having very valid criticisms for it, but having re-listened to it, it's really good. Yeah, I liked watching it. I listened to the whole musical well before they put it on Disney Plus. So I've only seen it once, but I've listened to it a lot. Liza and Peggy. Yep. The memes are funny. Oh, I grew up in America and it wasn't a thing.
Jamaica.
I am so sorry. Grew up in Jamaica. Is not American. Not American. Grew up in Jamaica. I'm so sorry. It's 2:00 in the morning. I would recommend it. I think it's really good. I think they do a great job, the original cast. On Disney Plus. It's like 2 hours. Hamilton helps an entire generation of high schoolers after the Constitution test. That's funny. Yeah, so sorry.
I mean, on the way after I dropped off Lindsay, so the ride from Columbus home, I listened to 6.
Oh, that's a good one.
It is always running in my head.
I
But
do
I
love 6.
also had an obsession with Tudor England when I was, like, in junior high. So, I get all of the jokes. Um,
Yeah.
Whereas American history, I don't really care about it too much, so except for the one specific show on History Channel, Sons of Liberty with Ben Barnes.
Oh,
Because Ben Barnes knows
of
I
course.
exist.
He does. He
And
does.
so that one specifically where he plays Sam Adams.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, this is literally what I was thinking when speaking about French history. I signed a treaty with a king whose head is now in a basket. Would you like to take it out and ask it? Should we honor our treaty, King Louis said? Do whatever you want. I'm super dead. There's some funny lines, and then there's also some like bangers. Yeah, never got into 6. I've also never seen. I've never seen it, but I've listened to
Never
some
seen
of the
it,
show.
but I have listened to the soundtrack.
I think it's what's called soundtrack.
Or
Yeah,
music,
I think it's
the album.
the album. Yeah, yes.
I've listened to it thoroughly many times. I know all of the words. I sing it at the top of my lungs. I, in my head, recreate histories of all of the people while I'm singing about the people.
Yep. We're going to see, me, Devasia, and Steve are going to see Hadestown, which I have never heard, but we'll be seeing in July.
Oh, well,
Oh, do you not like it?
I don't know it.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh, that was kind of a grimace. I was like, oh, what's the tea with Hadestown? Do you have any tea?
No, I was trying to think if I knew what it was. And then my brain went to Hades from the Descendants franchise.
Oh,
Diane, what's his face?
yeah.
And then I started hearing him sing from Julie and the Phantoms in my brain. And then I got to Julie and the Phantoms started playing in my brain. And then I got lost. So that's what happened.
Yeah. Hamilton is a comedy. Hamilton is a comedy and a tragedy wrapped up into one.
Hamilton is a history lesson, a comedy, and a tragedy wrapped up in a trench coat.
Hamilton is a history lesson, a tragedy, a comedy, and a rap battle. There's a lot of rap in it, which I love. It was so good.
Wrapped in a trench coat.
Wrapped in a yeah. Still on site though. Lin Manuel Miranda count fucking days. I could do. Made your own musical. I have seen Hadestown. Oh wow, a lot of people have seen it. Oh, I'm jealous. I love Hadestown. Enjoyed it. My daughters loved it. That one is good. Yeah, we're going to see it on the West End. That's what we decided. It was between that, I think Moulin Rouge, and something else. There was another one that we had on our list, and we went with Hadestown. Yeah, this is a great question because I can listen to the music. Maybe I'm hoping it'll maybe stop my Hamilton obsession. It's creeping back in.
I think when I went to see Wicked, traveling performance of Wicked, because I've never actually seen anything like, original cast productions. The songs that I knew were more enjoyable than the ones that I didn't.
Okay.
Like when you're sitting there watching it, the things that you could kind of sing along with in your head, or I didn't even really know all of the words. It's just ones I had heard before in, on Glee or wherever I had heard it. Even though it was not necessarily the exact same version, it was fun to listen to. More fun. But they do have a good point that it would spoil the story.
It was, but here's my question. And if this is spoilery, maybe don't tell me. But is Hadestown not Orpheus and Eurydice? Am I mayhaps not already spoiled by the fact that I've studied Greek mythology? Yeah, that's like Hamilton. That's what I thought. Yeah, that it's a musical fully through. Like there's not any talking. If you can see it, then I think going in blind is good, but maybe listening beforehand is a good idea so you know what to look for because there's a lot going on. That's what I was wondering of, like, just maybe listening through it once, like taking just some time and listening through it once, not learning all the songs, but see, when I know the music first, I end up comparing the version versus enjoying it. That's interesting. It is, but not like literally. Okay. Okay, then I think I'll stick with my. I wasn't gonna listen to it because I tend to like to go in things blind.
It tells a version of the ancient Greek myth of Orpheus and Eurydice. So,
yeah,
a version.
Very fun. A version. So maybe I'll still consider it. I'll think about it. Maybe I'll break down and listen to it. Or maybe I'll just listen to Hamilton on repeat. But that's been our sprint time. Thank you so much, Jess, for joining me and keeping me company and shitty chatting with me.
Talking about the 3 pillars of our friendship.
The 3 pillars of our friendship, yes. With the musical is I love it. I love it. All right. What is next week? Is it still June next week?
Yes.
Yes, it's still June next week. So we will be doing another sprint next week. Same time, same place, as always. Listen to the OG British soundtrack. That is Devash's favorite show. Is there always a dance at the end? No, this is just a special one. Never hear the end.
No, I'm just weird.
We're
I'm a
just
white
vibing.
girl that dance in my chair like this.
No more sprints. We gotta go to bed.
Some of us have to prepare for slumber parties with 4-year-olds tomorrow. Okay,
that's true. You're just slumber partying it up this weekend. You're a very popular woman.
I am popular. This will be like my 42nd sleepover this month.
I know. Wow.
I had like 6 in a row last week.
You did.
However many days it was, I don't even know. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That's only 4 nights in a row.
4.
But...
Okay. Still more than
it felt like a month.
It felt so, which was so beautiful. It's truly because we didn't sleep. Like I slept for 13 hours when I came home because when I tell you I got, I think like maybe a collective 8 hours over the course of 4 days. Like it was not a lot of sleeping happening for me.
I slept, but I did not sleep as much as I normally do. I normally because I'm so exhausted by the time I get to vacation, like I sleep the whole time. And it's no fun because I'm like, you guys are out doing stuff and I'm just asleep. I actually slept at night, like was out. And so then was like up earlier in the morning and stayed up late in the evening. So I was partying.
We party. It was great. Lovely to see you, Miley. All of the best luck for you on your interview. I will be checking back on you. With you. That's the correct syntax. But hold on. Can I leave you? Sorry again for a jump scare of accountability. What can I give you? What can I give you that's good? This is the energy I wish for you to carry, Miley.
Nice.
Sparkly, beautiful energy.
Devasha's trying to kick us out.
God, you wanted one more sprint, and now you're kicking us out. Yes, there'll be one singular sprint next week. Yes. Okay. Thank you all for joining. Bye. Can I click the button?